Hello everyone, it's Mary. Welcome back to the channel. You saw the title of the video, so let's just jump in to the madness that was this crafting session. Okay, I skipped this part, but I took this stencil, butterfly stencil, and I stenciled on the new Astro paste from Simon Hurley in the Frostbite color. And I didn't know this, but it's clear. So my first mistake was just not knowing how my products work. But it is awesome, and I can't wait to use it for lots and lots of snow stuff on my holiday cards. Okay, so I'm thinking it's going to dry white. This is going to be a cute little accent piece. It doesn't. So when I tried it again on the black cardstock too, before this all dried, I was like, oh, this is really cool. Why would I not think this was white? But it's not. It's actually this right here. It's clear. And so it's great. I'm going to show you how we're going to use that Astro paste for something out of the box, which is awesome. But I was looking at my card and I'm like, well, I can't really see my butterflies, so let's try something else. Okay, so I took this gold metallic spray, or silver rather, metallic spray, and I sprayed that on. I thought, let me just have some fun with some mixed media ideas. So I did some splatters here with some black ink. This is from Delusions, really stark black ink. I'm getting that on there, did a little bit more silver. And then I thought, well, let me kind of round the edges with the black. And actually, I'm loving this. I think this is really fun. And it's really coming out very cool looking. The metallic and the black. And you can kind of see that there's sort of like butterflies wanting to be seen underneath. So I thought, that's pretty good. I had this background now. What am I going to do with this? I was totally at a loss. But this is where I start to feel a little bit better about this card. By the way, this video gets progressively worse as we go. So we're finding ourselves in this card. And if I'm honest, for chronologically, I did all the stuff first. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I do not know what to do with these cards. I left them for a day or two and came back and did all the fixes. So this is actually a couple days later. So did you see what I did there with the Astro paste and some pops of color? I made this gorgeous blue. It really holds true to the pops of color when you're using this Astro paste. And I thought that was so cool. So now I can pretty much make any color I want. So hint, hint, buy the Frostbite and probably that's it. If you have other like glitter glues or things at home that you can mix into it, because I didn't ruin the consistency either. So right here, you want to keep your vellum piece attached to its sticky surface if you can. Once I pulled that up, it started to warp it. So I don't know if keeping it there would have mattered all that much. Maybe it would have dried and popped off, but that's just something that I learned along the way. All right, so now we have fully dried backgrounds here. I really like that background. In fact, if I were to do this over again, I'd probably slice it in half and make 2 cards from it because I think it's really pretty. But here I have my cool shimmery butterflies. What am I going to do with these butterflies? I actually thought this was an idea. I'm dying. I was watching this video as I'm editing. I was like, Mary, what is going on in your mind? I thought I was going to put like this strip of vellum down the center of this beautiful background. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then I was like, no, that's not going to work. So I took a piece of it and I cut out I think probably about 5 or 6 of the little butterflies. And then I thought, oh, they're cute. And now I have these little butterfly accents or embellishments for my card. So digging that's what I went with. But I thought they were getting a little lost on the background of the mixed media. So I decided to keep with the vellum idea. And I ran a piece of vellum through my die cutting machine with a heart die. And I'll do that in just a second. So I'm cutting down my panel because I thought I probably want a frame around this. I think it's going to bring the focal point into the background a little bit better. So I did decide that. At first I thought maybe the butterflies could just go up the card, which that would have been cute too. Way better than my strip of haphazardly cut vellum. So here's my heart vellum, and I'm just going to keep that to the side. Now, full disclosure, this isn't like my favorite card I've ever made. But what I loved about this card was the fact that I was able to salvage it into something that I was happy with. I think that is the lesson for card number 1 here, is even if it's not like the best, quote unquote, the card that you've ever made, I did not want to throw away that background. And so I was really happy with what I was able to come up with. Okay. Am I just trying to convince myself? I don't know. All right. Anyway, so here I have some already pre-made dies for sentiments, which thank goodness, because I needed a little bit of a win here. So I got my sentiment out, and I'm going to pop this up on some foam tape because there was a little bit of warping because of all of the extra stuff I put on that card. And this was watercolor cardstock, by the way, in case you were curious of how it was able to hold so much. All right, so I'm going to put my butterflies down onto my vellum first, and that's going to allow me to then turn over the heart and put adhesive behind each butterfly. So I get down my liquid adhesive into on there. I get asked what glue I have in my glue press, and I keep the Barely Art glue in there with the fine tip nozzle. And there's my heart. I think that heart looks so cute, and the little butterflies popping up a little bit. I think that adds something cute too. And that's it. We're pretty much going to call this card done. I put a couple little extra heart embellishments on there. I was able to salvage it. Yeah, so card number 1. But folks, I need you to buckle up because this next card, it was a life lesson experience. Let's just say that. Okay, let's move on. Now we're going to pull out this small checkered stencil. And I just want to take a moment and let you know that this stencil is fantastic. I just didn't use it properly, I don't think. I didn't use it to maximize its beauty. But I'm going to put down some red ink onto it. Quite honestly, I could have stopped here and this background would have been super fun. I could have done so much with that background. It could be summer for a picnic table. It could be, you can turn it into plaid, put some lines on there for some holiday. Like, it really could do anything. But here I'm like, no, let me just like be super out of the box and see how I can do this. And just flip the stencil and like, yeah, look at me. I don't even know what I'm doing. So I settle on this and then I'm like, no, that's not right. Let me just open up the exact same squares as oh my gosh. Okay. So anyway, I get the astro paste in the green and I'm about to cover the red with the green. You see that? Okay, but I catch myself. So now I'm going to go over and I'm going to open up the other boxes. My brain is not working. Are you watching this? I kept all this in unedited just because you have to see. Some days it's just not it, folks. Some days the craft area, it's just not working for me. So then I cover this up with some green and then I have these white lines. And honestly, looking at it from this angle, I'm like, those white lines are okay. I kind of actually like those. But my mind at the time was like, there's not supposed to be white there. I don't know why I thought that. So what I did was, here I'm showing you how to clean your ultra sticky mat. In case you didn't know, you can just wipe it with paper towel or a baby wipe. It goes right back to being sticky. Okay, moving on. So I took a gold pen, a gold marker, and I outlined every square. That's just not... Listen, I'm giving Mary all kinds of grace, by the way. We're just having fun here. This is fine. Everything's fine. But that's just not the look I wanted. I was going to keep it, though. I didn't want to throw this panel away. How many of you would have tossed this panel at this point? Or is this your vibe? Because honestly, it could be a vibe. It's just not mine. Okay, so I'm going to cut it down and just get rid of all the excess off there. Then I'm going to slice this one into 2 because I thought, hey, I can make this work. I'm just going to cut it up into 2 and then we could do something with it. Now, I think you can still. I think you can actually put this on a more solid background and you would have a really nice added pattern piece. But for me, again, I don't know if I was like pushing myself outside the box or what. But I was like, I think I want to go pattern on pattern. Do your eyes hurt? Do your eyes hurt yet? Okay, this isn't the choice, by the way. Okay, this is the choice. So, it's not great. It's not a great choice. I'm going to commit, though, here in a minute. You're going to see it happen. This should be like a whole blooper video. I think this is like enough footage for that. Anyway, the holiday pattern paper pack is amazing. And the patterns are really pretty and so much you can do with them. I think what we're discovering here in this part of the video is that I'm uncomfortable with pattern paper. I'm uncomfortable with patterns. I think this is what I'm learning as I'm doing this voiceover. And this is why I struggled so much. Because I don't know what to do with them. Okay, we're going to commit though. Now, I want to be kind to creative Mary at this moment because I think she was just really giving it a go for something different. But I really think I went too far outside of my comfort zone because it really just did not, I wasn't happy. It didn't bring me joy to see it, right? So I'm going to still try to make this work. I'm committing fully here. And I put down my pattern paper side, and then I'm going to add some gold, a strip of gold, because I thought, oh, well, if I just add a strip of gold there, it'll kind of break up the two patterns and it'll be good. Again, I don't want to be too mean to me because whatever. Creative art is creative art. But the thing I want to be clear about here is I was not enjoying this process. I think that's what I need to be clear about. If I was enjoying the creative autonomy I was giving myself at this moment, that'd be different. But no, this was like I was suffering through, and I just kept going. And sometimes you got to do that because at the end, I'm going to tell you truly what my biggest lesson was through this entire process and why I decided to take the time to edit this video and share it with all of you. So I'm going to put down my 3 super cutie patooties for the holidays, and they're going to go right down in the center. Okay, and then I'm going to make matters worse and think that this sentiment, gold on red, is going to actually match my card. So another mistake I made. I had a coordinating die for this sentiment, and I chose to fussy cut instead because I didn't remember that I had the die. That is just too much inventory problem. So I get it. Now let's see. How does it go? How does it match? Oh, Mary. Okay, this is not going well. So I also didn't like the idea that there was spots in my green squares. So I thought, why not just add freehand some, hold on. Okay, I'm composed. I'm back. So I thought freehanding this, astro paste was going to help me out. Not the case. We'll see in just a second. So I let it dry and I come back in and it's clunky, chunky. It's a big fat no. It's like really not nice. So, okay, this was a couple days later. And so I was like, I don't want to throw this whole thing out. What can I do? Are you ready for the savior of this card? For me, again, my preference. Some of you may see this and be like, oh, love it. It's like totally my style. But for me, it was not. So I'm going to actually chop off the patterned side that I made. Okay, I'm just going to take it off. Now, all I had to do was lift up Piggy's little ear and the deer's antler a little bit. That's it. Everything else was on the other side of the pattern. Okay, so there we go. We bend that, get a little snips in there, cut it right off. Okay, so we're free. Now we have this piece. Watch what happens when I bring in the fix for this card. It's just a white piece of cardstock. Are we kidding right now? Let's pause for effect. Look at how the colors on those images pop because we are no longer distracted by the pattern on pattern. That blew me away. Oh, I'm still trying to make this red thing work. No, it's not. Mary, that's not going to work. Put it aside. Okay, good. So we are going to make a new one, and it's going to be black and white for the same sentiment, just in a different color palette. Black and white. Now we're going to start gluing this bad boy down, and I'm on an A2 size, and this lines up with perfection, right? Lines up with perfection. So I'm going to place that right down, and then I'm going to actually pop up my sentiment on some foam tape just to add a little dimension to it. And you'll see me add a couple different embellishments. I'm going to add some pops of color to the antlers for like little lights, little red lights. But that's it. I'm going to keep it there. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, why wouldn't you just make his nose red with glitter, Mary? Okay, but that's okay. I can always go back and do that. So let me tell you what I learned throughout this process. Looking back on it, because I'm constantly in reflection, when I sat down to first do these cards, nothing was really gelling together. One, because I wasn't really allowing myself to just be part of the process and relax. I was a little overwhelmed and bringing some of my life overwhelmness into the craft room. I was not being present with it. We're going back to school, schedules are changing, we have the puppies, there's just a lot going on, and I wasn't feeling my best. And I realized that was translating into what is considered for me my creative therapy. So it really wasn't helping me. What did help though, and just like with regular life lessons, if something's not going well for you, take a step back. Stop thinking about it. Stop worrying about it. Just be present in other aspects of your life. Give yourself a break. Don't force it. Don't try to force something, because you saw me try to force things multiple times in this video. And so when I just walked away for a couple days and then I was able to come back with fresh eyes and with a fresh new energy, I was able to see what I wanted to salvage and keep from that. And I think that that's a life lesson that can be translated into absolutely any adversity that we face. Okay, thanks for hanging out with me. This was so fun. I actually really needed that laugh. I cannot wait to hear what you have to say in the comments section down below, or I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.